to stop.
So anyways, the thing about the Lone Star ticks.
So the Lone Star ticks, can we just talk about that for a second, just because I was going to ask you. So these Lone Star ticks we've heard about recently in the news with people getting bit, saying that they now have a meat allergy. That they're finding that if they go and eat red meat, that they can't do it. Do I have that tick correct, and is that the same story?
Yes, it's the Lone Star tick. That allergy is transmitted by the saliva of a Lone Star tick, and it has a protein in the saliva that is incompatible with our biology. So when the protein is mainlined in your bloodstream, your immune system says, danger, danger, let's attack that. And so that creates these allergic reactions. The problem with that allergy, unlike a bee sting, is it's a delayed reaction. So you have a juicy steak at a barbecue, and then at 2 or 3 in the morning, all of a sudden you're vomiting, you're breaking out in hives. Some people even go into anaphylactic shock.
Wow.
So that's a new thing that we just first noticed in the 80s. It's just hard to diagnose because people don't connect, the steak they had 5 hours ago to the vomiting and the hives.
Well, and they've never had a problem before. They love steak, so why would they think anything of it?
Yeah, I know. So there's just a dawning of realization of that. And, it's the classic problem. If we're going to genetically engineer mosquitoes or ticks or whatever, when you introduce a non-native species to an area that doesn't have immunities to it, then you're going to have problems. And I feel like that's what happened with the Lone Stars. The scientists in Newport News put them on the Atlantic bird flyway. They had been made radioactive, which forces mutations sometimes. And then they come from Willie's tick lending library, and we don't know what was in those ticks. And then the other thing is, so then these ticks are carried by birds up to Long Island, and all of a sudden, a year after his experiments ended, we have this huge number of cases and deaths from Rocky Mountain spotted fever on Long Island. And Rocky Mountain spotted fever is carried by the Lone Stars, not the regular deer ticks that were in that area. So we have a new problem.